Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time. If you are new, we are starting a new show on the channel. Technically, it's new on the channel. It's not really like a new show. We're watching X-Men 97. This is a direct continuation of the 90s X-Men cartoon. I grew up on this cartoon. I remember watching it constantly as a kid. Like this show provided me with some of my earliest and fondest nerd memories, and it made me fall in love with Wolverine, and it made me fall in love with Gambit. And it made me slightly dislike the first three X-Men movies because they did my boy Cyclops dirty. Cyclops is like one of the most coolest mother effers alive, and they did him dirty. But I don't remember. The funny thing is, I remember all of the vibes of this show, but I don't remember almost any specific plot details, which is very exciting because they're carrying off specifically from the plot of the last time. And so, I don't know. We're going to see. All I remember is Professor X died, right? Magneto is in charge now of the X-Men, and, well, not like fully in charge, like, kinda, but not really. Cyclops is in charge, but Magneto is like, hey, this is all mine now. and I know, I'm pretty excited for this show because two of the stipulations that Kevin Feige had before like greenlighting this is, one, the OG cast had to return. So for as many as they could get, right? Obviously not everyone could come back, but for as much as they could get, most of the original voice cast is back, which is really exciting. They're definitely gonna sound a lot different because they're all 20 plus years older, but it is what it is. And then the second and arguably most important thing that he required was getting the rights to the OG intro music. You all know what the music is, right? Oh, one of the most iconic intro musics of anything ever, right? Arguably, the intro for the 90s X-Men cartoon might be the most iconic intro, period, of anything ever in existence. And like, if you don't know the theme song for the X-Men animated series, you're living under a rock. If you are a fan of the MCU, you have heard it a couple times now. You heard it in Miss Marvel, the show, when he's like, oh, you're some kind of mutant, and then in the background you hear there's Clutch. And then I believe you hear it also in Captain Marvel 2, where right when like Beast walks in at the end, you just subtly you hear doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and it's just, oh, I'm so excited. This is just gonna be so freaking cool. I'm so pumped, and I've heard that the first two episodes are awesome. Hopefully it continues to be awesome. I'm very curious to see what the future of this show looks like because they fired the showrunner like a week ago. Like literally, they're like, hey, next week the show comes out. Also, the guy who's in charge, gone. Like, F that guy. And apparently there's not like any concrete information out there of like why he was fired, but there is some speculation. He apparently had a very public, fairly graphic OnlyFans account, which in itself is not a fireable offense, obviously, but then he was also apparently fairly difficult to work with behind the scenes. And in Hollywood, you can be one of two things. You can be difficult to work with, and you can be into weird shit. But you cannot be both. And when you are both, then you get booted. And so it's actually very interesting that Disney like made the decision to just be like, hey, you're gone. Especially because he's the showrunner. So hopefully in his absence, they can elevate someone else that is equally as passionate about these characters and these stories, and advancing and representing, people who have not typically had the limelight shown on them. You know, LGBT people, people of color, you know, disabled people, you know, people of those varieties. You know, that is something that the original X-Men cartoon heavily did, and it's kind of what X-Men has always been. X-Men has always been a pseudo allegory for, you know, the stories of minorities and the stories of those who are disenfranchised. And so hopefully they can continue that and find a showrunner who cares about those things and who is capable of making a good show, right? Because you want all those things, but you also want it to be a good show. So hopefully that is what this is. At this point, though, I've been talking for quite a while. Talking for 6.5 minutes in this intro. I don't want to be talking for 6.5 minutes in this intro, so I am going to be jumping into, I think I might put both episodes in one video, because that just makes it easier for me. Then I don't have to upload 2 videos. So this is going to be my reactions to episode 1 and episode 2. First one is called To Me, My X-Men. I assume Cyclops says that because we heard it in the trailer. The second one is Mutant Liberation Begins. Probably going to focus heavily on Magneto because that's like his whole thing. So lock in, prepare for episodes 1 and 2 in this video. If you end up enjoying this reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. Helps my videos get seen more in the algorithm. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload, especially if you want to see me react to more of this show. And then if you are interested in seeing the full uncut version of these reactions, consider supporting me on Patreon or via YouTube memberships. Since this is the first episode of a new show or a new season, that uncut will be completely free in public for anyone to check out. And if you find that that is something you're interested in going forward, then your support would mean the world to me. But other than that, let's jump into episode 1 of X-Men 97. Oh, here we go. Oh, and they're... Oh my god. Oh, this is so nostalgic already. Gambit, my dude. Gambit might be my favorite X-Man. X-Men 97. Let's freaking go, dude.
But is mankind ready to share a future with those whose science claims were born to replace us?
Is that a mutation suppressing collar?
The buyer's really gonna throw down 10 grand for every mutant we nab?
10 grand?
Target practice.
Wow. This is really 1997.
I'm Roberto da Costa, heir to the da Costa fortune. Name a price when it's not an issue.
Muty thinks it's about cash. Funny. What's this freak's trick? So long as that collar stays on, your powers are bye-bye.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was.
I'm one of the good ones.
A good mutant? Now that is rich.
The only good mutant's a dead mutant. Just kidding. We love the mutants. Storm is here. You see that lightning, boy?
I am Storm, mistress of the elements. Surrender the boy, or face my fury.
Storm's so cool.
Then you are a fool.
Good night.
Real peaceful storm. Keep shooting, punk!
Yeah, shooting Bishop isn't going to do a whole lot.
X-Men are like roaches. You see one, more are coming.
That's my fucking dude right there, Cyclops. Let's go.
Good guy or bad guy?
Name's Cyclops. Definitely the good guy.
The good guy.
Hang tight.
Cyclops' beams are kinetic energy, not lasers. Wow. He's so cool.
Get down!
Rollerblades, put those on.
Take his visor before he starts up again.
No! Don't! I surrender! Not.
Classic Cyclops. He loves the not move.
Rogue always come to Gambit's rescue.
Rogue, the professor entrusted us with
Well,
his dream. of
everyone would come to
human
Gambit's rescue.
coexistence.
Gambit's awesome.
Look like Cyclops about to have that stroke. Maybe this help.
Quit trying to blow things up, Gambit. Ooh. Jingore Praganot.
That kid's our only lead to where those extremists got their hands on Sentinel tech.
Hey, man. Don't mind Beast. He's just doing science stuff. He's reverse engineering your collar.
Welcome. I'm
Blue, very blue.
an astute observation, my boy. Hank McCoy here.
Good to know your eyes work.
Mr. DaCosta here is in perfect health.
I need to go. Where's my jacket? Tell me I didn't lose it. Super expensive.
Roberto, we can't let you go just yet.
Oh, right. How much?
How much?
He's used to getting kidnapped.
Your attackers could still be out there, child. Should we let you leave, they could find you and kill you.
So now you're kidnapping me.
Yeah, just one prison for another.
At least say there's something to do around here besides listen to Mozart.
There's tons of stuff. We have a basketball court. We have
Humanity's days are over.
we have a VR machine. It'll actually kill you.
That's Magneto, the professor's ex-bestie. They had, different takes on mutant-human coexistence. So, what can you do? Fly? Teleport?
The like is not even real.
You would turn your back on your own?
Just kills him.
Seriously, girl, get a life.
He just immediately dies.
Show the lady some respect.
Oh, so scary, Jubilee. Can we stop now?
Computer, end program.
That's actually Wolverine.
Scary enough for you, bub?
Basketball. I love that the X-Men are just vibing. Whenever they're not on a mission, they're just vibing.
You know, if he were here, the team wouldn't be shooting hoops while slime like the Friends of Humanity are running around with Sentinel blasters.
Remember when we were young and we'd sneak down to the lake instead of doing our danger room drills?
Yeah, that's how you ended up with a baby. Inside you.
The team, they'll always be family, but with the baby coming, maybe it's time to think of a life beyond the X-Men?
Never.
Leave the team? Jean.
It's like you said, Scott. What have we been fighting for all these years if not the chance to finally live our lives?
What sort of life would you live? You ain't got no money.
Our son will need us more. Deep down, you know
Yeah,
that.
your son's gonna be freaky powerful. Oof. Oof.
Jubilee, what are you doing?
Bozo here scared Roberto off. What if those creeps with the Sentinel gizmos find him?
He'll be fine.
Gene may dig the Boy Scout routine, Summers, but I don't much go in for being bossed around.
Cry me a river, Wolverine.
Logan. Please.
What Gyrick did was pretty horrible.
He'll do anything for
But wanna
Gene.
know the worst part about the professor being gone? You. Kid's here, but there are too many damn sets.
Looks like we split up. Nice place to pass a good
I love how they don't even try and blend in. They just show up fully kitted out. Kid's rich, so find where the rich people stay.
I know what's wrong. How? Why, I'm Jean Grey, humble telepath extraordinaire. And I'm having the most beautiful baby in the world with the most boring man in the world.
You trying to piss him off?
If we ain't fighting Magneto, we're dodging aliens and Sentinels. School's no place for a baby. Jean knows as much.
You don't think...
They're leaving the team, Morph. Jean's leaving.
Wolverine is a smart guy. Okay, yeah, Jubilee. Break it down, girl.
Beats that stuffy nation, right?
Hey, at least they're not wasting time partying when they could be helping people.
Sometimes people don't get along.
Don't I know it, bub? FOA's
Just
ran
punches
when they
him in
saw
the
us
face.
coming. Dropped one of their little toys, too.
Why would I know where Trask is?
You know
You
everything,
helped fund
dude.
his Sentinel program.
Gyrick, you're serving 25 years. You talk and I get it down to 10.
No, you won't.
Normal people know the more room we make for your kind, the less we leave for ours.
No.
Tolerance is extinction.
10 years, Gyrick. Yours to win or lose.
I won the day I shot the man you freak shows look up to. And you get an A for effort, Mr. Summers.
Good cop, bad cop. Not working.
I'm not Charles Xavier. He'd reason with you, be patient. He'd do everything in his power to save you.
From what? You?
No, but have you met my wife?
She's gonna invade your brain.
Cerebro amplifies my psychic powers, allowing me to penetrate your thoughts from any distance I please. Something's wrong. Someone else.
Someone else is in there. Ooh, interesting. She ain't preg or not. Is her son the other presence in there? Interesting.
For I am death. I am Master Mold.
What a curiouser vision.
I say we skip detaining and mail Trask back to the UN in little pieces.
There will be no dismembering, Wolverine.
Why not?
Nah, weight loss.
We get this done by working together as a team.
Hang on, people!
Oh, damn, they got a Sentinel up and running already. We're gonna need a new ship. That's effective. Morph can just change into anyone.
Solid work, team. See you on the ground.
Okay, Scott. This is why Scott is one of the coolest mofos alive. To me, my X-Men.
Trask, we don't want to fight.
I think we do.
Final warning, Trask.
They look like zombie Sentinels. Evidently put together in a Sentinel graveyard. Rogue is strong.
Greetings, enemy mine. Might I induce you to a change of heart? Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful involuntary friendship.
We took a couple out. Oh, there's a lot of them.
Omega level threat detected.
Thunderstorms with a chance of lightning. That is sick. Changing the sand into glass. That's so cool. Storm is kind of OP. Wow.
Huh?
The big guy still left.
You underestimate us, Mutant.
Oh, power up his claws from the trailer. Let's go!
Marv, belly up!
I think you underestimated them.
You've no idea how it feels to be left behind by the future.
Our Special Sciences Division is flying in to dismantle
Interesting that you could
Master
see his eyes move inside the mask.
Mold. You sound like Charles. He would have been proud today.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper, but to be honest, it was a team effort.
Some sort of solar energy. Still figuring it out.
Cool.
Be an X-Men, Jubilee? I don't even want to be myself.
That was sick as hell, dude. Join the team.
Here,
What's your job? Hot and rich?
don't forget single.
Remember, no powers.
And what about Gambit's other powers?
Look at his shredded bod.
Jean and I have an announcement.
You're bailing on us to go raise your little one someplace nice and normal.
Logan, we're not bailing.
Eh.
If they're gone, who the heck is gonna lead the team?
Magneto.
Charles Xavier was the finest man I knew.
Magneto, what are you doing in our home?
It's his home now, baby.
Whoa. I beg to differ, Cyclops. The last will and testament of Charles Francis Xavier. His fortune, his school, everything he built, everything he fought for, now belongs to me, my X-Men.
Okay. I like the after credits. So far, Solid start. Solid start. Really enjoyed the first episode. Love seeing the X-Men back. It's just so cool. I'm not going to say a whole lot right now. I'm going to jump right into the next episode. So, here we go.
Previously on X-Men.
Previously on X-Men. Magneto. Interesting. They took Professor X out of the intro. Like, he didn't get a name this time. X-Men 97. Oh no, her Walkman. Magneto.
Art? Is that who I think it is?
You're damn right.
Saving humans?
Magneto.
One thing is clear to both humans and mutants.
I don't get it, Jean. Did the professor not trust me?
Yeah.
Maybe he did this for us.
That's possible. This could be a gift.
And we're hearing the international community is closely monitoring the situation, with some demanding this unlikely savior answer.
Scarface McGee's got a fancy gun.
You think regular folks can sleep knowing you demons are down here lurking?
Please, don't hurt Leech.
Leech?
The depths you humans go. Even denying these outcasts the indignity of your waste.
Magneto is so cool.
How unfortunate for you that I am the master of magnetism.
Dirty mutant! You get what's coming!
He looks so cool too.
You're him. You're
Magneto.
What a goat.
The only safe and sure way to destroy your enemy is to make him your friend. Mark Twain.
Beast isn't wrong. The
Yeah.
professor had a plan.
He's trying to redeem Magneto.
That's a new one. Maybe we go change it back, huh?
Yeah, go back in time. Fix his will.
I have arranged for the Morlocks to travel to the mutant nation of Genosha.
Creating a mutant nation.
Guess we can assume those jerks in the sewer are
alive, but not unharmed.
Yeah, they're a little harmed.
Let Jean scan your mind. See your real plans.
Scott, no.
Why not?
I accessed Gyric's mind for information. Using my powers to assess honesty is another matter.
Why?
I'm keeping an eye on you.
Scott, read the will again. Like it or not, this is what the professor wanted.
That doesn't automatically make it right, but still.
You have been our fiercest
Scott
foe
needs
for
to
years.
chill.
A desire for you to prove yourself is only natural.
Xavier wanted this.
Maybe he was wrong.
After all our tete-a-tetes, you have
it's possible.
finally realized what I did ages ago. Even Charles Xavier can make a mistake.
If he's a mutant, how do I tell him he's different? That the world will remind him of it every day. That he must always be careful, always be on guard, or else...
You wish him to be born human.
That is a toughie.
I have wondered what it would be like to be human. It is a tempting daydream. You sound like a mother.
Well, your little pep talk went about as smooth as a dozen cats in a yarn store.
God, Rogue's sayings are so fun.
Giving me the heebie-jeebies pouting with that old bucket of yours.
Back when we were friends, I would always sense Charles in my mind. I was in his thoughts and he in mine. When we parted ways, I told myself I needed this to protect myself from his psychic powers.
This is so cool because up until the early 2000s X-Men movies,
Here you are.
that wasn't what his helmet was for. His helmet was just cool. But they essentially like retconned that into being something that protects him from Charles's psychic invasions. And it's since been like adapted into the comics, and now this.
My past
so
is
cool.
too littered with error.
Mine was too, remember? But the X-Men still took me in. I didn't go about demanding their trust. I earned it.
Feared you would do your best to avoid being alone with me, Rogue.
He's up there, Tonto. We ain't trying to fuck right now.
Do you think your team would still trust you if they knew?
That was a long time ago, Eric.
Who's here to visit?
We don't lose our cool when the good guys show up.
Are these the good guys? Are we like super chill about that? I mean, they're not thrilled that you're here, Magneto.
We're here for Magneto. Think twice. Our rifles are resistant to your electromagnetic powers.
Your helicopters aren't.
I should have thought twice.
Magneto, by order of the UN Commission on Superhuman Activities, I hereby place you under arrest for crimes against humanity.
No.
Should I successfully vindicate myself in what I will generously assume is a fair trial, will I earn your trust?
That is how due process works.
Then
fine.
I yield.
But also, he will not be taken if you decide he's guilty.
Have you seen Scott?
Oh, he's there with the others, making sure Magneto doesn't pull one of his stunts.
Oh, he didn't tell me.
A lot of that going around lately.
He's like, I don't want to hear you talk anymore.
Folks out there want the UN's head just as much as his. Stir the pot, boys, and keep them distracted. I'll only have one shot.
The defendant may now speak.
What if they killed Magneto?
As a boy, my people's homes were burned to ash because we dared to call God by another name. Xavier knew this and dreamed we could change, find harmony, a future where human and mutant could relinquish the past and finally
coexist.
You claim justice is overdue. But so is healing. You build robots to hunt us, collars to chain our power.
Humanity must protect itself.
Protection? That is extermination.
I mean, kinda.
They've broken through the barrier. We can't hold them back. Protesters are
Gene,
demanding
gotta
the
get
heads
into the
of
city.
Magneto and
Crowd's
the
lost
UN
their
leaders.
blasted mind.
Logan!
Oh, shiz. Is she having her baby?
Here.
Apocalypse?
The baby!
Apocalypse?
Crap.
He's ready to throw down against a non-existent enemy.
Get out the way! Get out of the way!
Oh, yeah. Jean going through labor with her abilities is not an enticing prospect.
I am unable to ascertain the nature of the weapon on his back.
I've got a name.
Executioner.
What a lame name.
Round two.
He's good though.
Hurt my friends? Well, now you answer to me.
Humanity answers to no one.
He is good.
Know what I hate about your kind? You act like you got it so bad. Normal people have it hard too. Harder. We just have the dignity not to whine about it. You see?
Oh, Morph. I was like, who is that? Morph is low-key the GOAT. You can bring any mutant into this with Morph.
Jean, you're in pain.
The baby's coming, Scott!
I need your men stationed at every door. I want those in the lobby to assist the other X-Men. You, uncollar Magneto, you!
Well, now who does she think she...
Do not think. Be silent, heed my commands, and you shall survive.
When she tells you to do stuff, you do it.
You people can lose control of your powers, and if she needs a C-section...
I'll show you a C-section, Bob.
Jean.
There are valid complications.
Rogue, can you use your powers to siphon his medical expertise?
What?
Oh, Cyclops, if I slip and touch your baby, my powers...
Rogue, I trust you.
We both do.
Enough!
Sorry,
That's
sugar.
wild.
Prep an IV and get this lady to a room.
Does she have to like reapply it every once in a while? What if she forgets how to be a doctor halfway through?
Be animals.
Don't kill him.
Let us see how their mob manners fare against the shock of good conduct.
She speaks so eloquently.
Magneto!
Oh, is Storm gonna jump in the way?
Storm!
Does that gun take away her abilities? Why would you crawl off the stage?
The breeze is gone. What has he done to me?
Magneto, this was not what we wanted.
Lies.
And yet...
Never again.
Let's be careful here.
Let us go! No!
What if he kills them? Just sends them into space.
Bigot. Ingrate. Sycophant. Worm. So small I could smite you with a step. There was a time I would smite you all for what was done to Storm.
But not today.
But today, I have saved you from your own. Charles Xavier entrusted me with his dream. and it does not ask you to love or embrace my kind as your own, but merely to accept that this is a shared world with a common future, and that my kind, like yours, have the right to live in it.
Okay, Magneto.
Please. Do not make me let you down.
Do not make me let you down. Ooh. What words?
Well, doesn't he need a name?
I was thinking...
Kevin.
Nathan.
Yeah.
Nathan Summers.
Nathan Summers.
Nathan Charles Summers.
Rip Wolverine's heart in half, why don't you?
Into the United Nations.
Damn.
Poison?
Dark roast.
Same thing. I want that cup.
Tragedy lures with fortune first. This was a good week for our people. Yet it was not without cost.
Yeah, we gotta find a way to get Storm her abilities back.
The effects appear permanent.
Damn.
Not until you're well again. Well, Steve, we need to contact me on...
Well, you're gonna have to go marry Black Panther and become Queen of Wakanda. Oh, she's leaving.
My sister.
She is leaving.
It is human nature to crave connection, as it is also mutant nature to be heard. To feel another soul finally seeing yours.
Okay. Okay, Rogan Magneto.
Connection
I
is
see
a
you, girl.
fragile treasure. One we sacrifice so much to maintain. But trust that I will cherish what we shared as X-Men.
What is she gonna do?
Memories that already feel like a lifetime ago.
The blast had your name on it. Should be you leaving, mon ami.
I don't buy it. Not 1 minute. Storm will spend a day schlepping it with the basic folk and come right home, happy as a...
It's not her.
She's back!
Jean? I need the X-Men.
What? Is it Jean from the future?
Jean?
Is it future Jean? Jean from the future. Okay, there we have it. The first 2 episodes of X-Men 97 in the books. I loved it. I thought it was like an excellent start back. Initially going in, I was a little skeptical on like how I would feel about the animation, just because from the trailers, the look of 2D animation and 3D animation kind of melded together. It didn't really like jive with me in the trailers, and I wasn't super thrilled about it. Seeing it actually in action in the actual show, very quickly, like my thoughts, my negative thoughts about it went away, right? I stopped noticing it, honestly, and then I was engrossed in what we were seeing. Kind of reminds me of like the animation of maybe like Archer, or even like modern like 3D stuff like Invincible, or things of that nature. But I had a great time with these first 2 episodes. First and foremost, just the nostalgia of everything, like being back in it with these characters. Obviously the theme song and the intro just hitting us right away with the old school intro, where like we get a nameplate for every character, and you see them running across the screen doing things. Like, excellent. The theme song itself, banger. Every time it's gonna hit hard, and you're gonna love it. In regards to the actual content of the episodes, I thought it was well written, well voice acted, and the messages in the show itself are just as prevalent as they were back in the day, right? You can, like, on the surface, you can see the struggles and the struggles and the problems that the mutants are going through, and especially the, humanity versus mutant kind struggles. But then you can very easily read into a lot more things and a lot more issues that those surface level things represent, right? Like, one thing that I picked up on especially was, at least what was very prevalent to me, was when Jean and Storm were talking, and she's like, how do I tell my son that he's gonna be different than everyone else, and that, like, people will tell him, like, other people will let him know that he's different and make him feel different. And I couldn't help but, like, connect that to, a mother, talking to, specifically a person of color talking to their kid and letting them know, like, hey, this is the reality we live in. And that was very forefront on my brain, because my sister has kids who are not white, and she has had to have these talks with them where she's had to let them know, like, hey, other people are gonna treat you poorly because of the way you look, and that is not a reflection on you, that is a reflection on them. And so, like, in that scene in particular, that was on the forefront of my brain. And it's just like, you can already tell, like, they're gonna hit us hard with these thought-provoking questions and these issues that deal with identity and humanity, and, like, what it means to be human and what it means to be like a good person. And it's just, it's very, very, very exciting to already be able to see, like, where they're gonna be going with some of this. In regards to the actual, like, plot of each specific episode, episode 1, obviously, like, they're fighting Sentinels. That was very much kind of like a, hey, we're back type episode. Like, we get some classic X-Men versus Sentinels action, and we get some catch me up on, here's how this, like, here's a catch up on the human versus mutant problem and conversation that's going on. Here's how we're going to continue the X-Men without Professor X, with Scott having to reckon with the fact that, like, it's not all on him to keep things going, and that the X-Men themselves will be able to carry this forward when him and Jean leave. But then obviously him and Jean do not leave because Magneto. I'm very interested to see how Magneto, like, how his story progresses, because my experience with Magneto has traditionally been that he is the antagonist, right? Not always necessarily the bad guy, but the antagonist. I haven't read a ton of X-Men comics, but I did. So my experience of Magneto has been, the original X-Men series, where he's, most of the time the opposing force to the X-Men. He's trying to lead mutant rebellions. He's trying to disrupt the X-Men's plans, all these things. And then the rest of my experience of him has been the OG X-Men movies, where he's very much the villain of those movies. And then the kind of rebootish early X-Men movies of Days of Future Past, X-Men First Class, things like that, where you kind of get to know a little bit more of, like, his backstory. Like the OG, you get hints here and there and you can read into things, but having actually seen more of it in X-Men First Class, and then Days of Future Past, things like that, you really start to see Magneto as, like, slightly more sympathetic, And I mean, Days of Future Past, he's literally on the good side in the future. Like, he's just trying to help them survive. You know, Michael Fassbender's portrayal of him is very nuanced, and you get to see a lot of different things, different sides of him. But for the most part, my experience of him has been as like an opposing villainous force. And so seeing him kind of slide into the leadership role here and have to it's very curious, because like you want him to be good. Like that's like Charles, you always want Magneto to be good, but there's always the threat of him deciding he doesn't want to be good anymore, and that his personal desires and goals are more important than what's happening. And so when the uprising happens and Storm loses her powers, I was fully expecting him to just like go up and kill those people. Like, be like, all right, you're dead now. And so it's very interesting to see him be like, I want to be better. And now obviously there's the question of how sincere is he? You know, is he actually trying to be better and trying to be good? Or is he, you know, secretly working some other angle here? That's always a distinct possibility with Magneto. And even if he is sincere, like, you're kind of always going to be waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? What event is going to happen? What's going to go wrong that causes him to forego Charles's desires and have him go back to being very much mutant first? There's a lot of possibilities. I liked that the moment, I mentioned this in the reaction, but the moment where he talks about his helmet with Rogue, where he's like, having this helmet kind of keeps Charles out. That was not a thing. when the original cartoon was running, that was not a thing. that the helmet just was cool. It looked cool. And it helped him kind of like focus his powers and do other things with his powers. But it wasn't until the live action X-Men movies that aspect of his helmet came into play, where it helps protect him from Charles's thoughts. And then they have since gone back and added that to the comics as like a thing that does. And then now having it appear in the show is just, it's a cool moment of like continuity, retconning, you know, just like straight up being like, how was this not a thing before? And now it is. Now it's a thing in all the mediums, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm very curious to see where things go from here. It's always a joy just to see the X-Men like being a family and, and being friends at this school, watching them play basketball, watching morph into Sabretooth, so him and Wolverine can just like have fun and just like have a little sparring match there with some chips and beer, like just being bros. It's a fun time, and I'm so glad the X-Men are back. I don't know how many episodes are going to be in this season, or, you know, like what the plans are going beyond this, but I'm just stoked to have the show back in general. I mean, even if they did just these 2 episodes, I think I would be like, sick. Like that was cool. I'm glad we got that. Just because it gives us more of like, hey, I wonder, you're always wondering when you watch a show or when a show ends, like, what happens next? Like, what would go on? Like, one thing, that's kind of like one thing I always wish shows would do is, like, shows don't have to have, like, full-on reboots where they, you know, start a whole new season or, like, fully come back. I wish shows would just do, like, one-off episodes here and there, or like a one-off like 3-episode arc. I don't know. I think that would be so fun if we see like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. do a one-off episode where it's just like catching us up to where they're at currently, or like one that always comes into my mind is Sherlock. You know, Sherlock has always done these like big, like hour and a half long episodes, 4-episode seasons every once in a while, and they haven't done anything in a long time, and everyone is always wondering like, when are they going to come back with a new season? You don't even need to. Just do one episode. Just do a little anthology short story, you know? I think that would be so cool. Yeah, I don't know. You could even do that with like movies. Like instead of doing a full like new movie starring certain characters, do a hour-long episode of a show and just make it like a limited featurette. Like that sounds so fun to me. And so even like I don't know I was like, I don't even know how I got onto this. Like I'm saying, I don't know what the future holds for this show, but even if it was just these 2 episodes, I'm happy with that. Like I'm just happy this exists at all, honestly. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I have to say about these 2 episodes. Had a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to see more. Definitely let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. I'm very curious to see where you guys land on this. Other than that, though, if you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. Helps my videos get seen more in the algorithm. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut versions of these reactions, consider supporting me on Patreon or YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.